Hi, I'm Rosie Rice, and the library is an essential part of any healthy community. It is the only place in any community where everyone is treated equally without question from birth to death. Any question you want to ask is treated with respect. Not to mention, it's a great place to get your leisure reading and DVDs and audiobooks.
My name is Jamie Ramirez, and I have grown up in libraries. I really love sharing stories, especially somebody else's stories. It's harder for me to find my own voice, but when I've read a book that really sticks with me, and I like being able to talk about it and about why it's important. And I work just right over at the police department, so I'm very close by, and so I come by here all the time. I can't imagine this town without this library. I used to come when I was a kid. This is such an important part of how I grew up and feeling safe and accepted, and it just opened the world to me. It's hard to be closed-minded when you grow up around so many different viewpoints. Every bit of my life has been informed by my experiences in the library.
You could learn anything here.
The great thing is that this library is a real congress of people.
But it was all about the books.
Everyone is welcomed here. Everyone is present.
That amount of knowledge in one place was amazing.
It's just incredible to be in a space where people from age 4 to 90, right, are here and are welcome.
I'm a grandmother, and I love reading to my granddaughter as I loved reading to my children.
And my mother went to the library, and she came back with the first of the Narnia books. That was where I learned how much you may be sick, you may be in pain, but when you're reading a book, all of that flies out the window.
The fact that it's curated at a library makes it more special in a way because you know that the information you're getting is good.
Here is a place that says you matter, right? And whatever your interests are, whatever your expertise is, we will help you.
Right? I can read Charles Dickens and start to understand what it was like to grow up poor in England 150 years ago.
So I really love this library, and in fact, it's great because it's a great community meeting place for me.
The idea of the library as the public space where people interact and they intersect and they have these chance encounters and meetings. One day I was in that library. I was 24 years old. I walked past the special collections room. The door was open, and there was this incredibly handsome guy sitting there doing research, and I thought, oh gosh, I really need to use the special collections today. I need to go in there and do some research. So I did. I went and got my notebook, and I went in and I sat across from him at a wooden table. Listen, we can share information very easily, wirelessly, right. But it's people that pass books to one another and connect, it's people that connect books to other people, and that's what's great about a place like this.
I still think it's great that we have all this information right here accessible.
I love to hold the book.
That was a pretty big book, and I said to Mom, I want to read Black Beauty, and she said, it'll make you cry, And I said, no, I won't cry, but yeah, I cried. So that was where I discovered how deeply emotional a book could be, and then we started going to the library to find new books.
The way readers have of sharing books with each other, and oh, you're reading that, oh, I read that last year, oh, it's great on tape, you should listen to it too.
And I'll tell you, I always have 4 or 5 books going at once. I just, and if my pile gets too short, I'm like, oh no, I got to get down to the library and get more.
So that's something about this library that I really value. It's got a great central location. It's easy from the bus if they're coming from Cornell. I live in downtown, so I can walk here easily. We've got great reading rooms, great private meeting rooms. And so it's been a place that I've been able to help share my expertise with my students and feel like they're in a good environment.
I can't tell you the number of times I've sat in those easy chairs facing the windows onto the street, and I see somebody I know waiting at the bus stop, and I knock on the window and they come in, and this is where that happens. None of this happens when we're sitting alone, checking our Twitter feed.
I could go on and on.
Anyway, I sat down with my notebook and just sort of kept encroaching on his space and pushing my notebook in his direction. Finally, he was forced to talk to me, so we started chatting, and
I see people
The
still
rest
doing
is-
that to this day at the
Yeah,
library. So you're
yeah.
saying that's a good place to meet
a
someone. You never
great
know who
place.
you're going to meet at the library.
You never know who you're going to meet.
I love it. I love this library, and I'm glad to be here tonight.